Michelle, I think it's so good. And I think gratitude is contagious. And I think it impacts the tone of your household, your family, your marriage, like all of those things. And I think as you are approaching the holiday season and you're looking at all these things and all this stress, I think having that attitude of gratitude can help change that tone a bit too. This is Ryan and Michelle, and welcome to the Celebrate MarriageCast, where we hope to restore and reclaim godly marriages through honest and real conversations.
Welcome to episode 115, and we are here for Holiday Help.
Holiday Help. I love it.
Gifts Simplified.
Gifts Simplified.
Ryan, did you know that 88% of adults say the holidays are stressful, mainly due to time, pressure, and gift expectations? From American Psychology
I
Association.
totally believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's always so much to do, more to do than there is time.
Yes.
So you guys, we're here to help with some ways to simplify your planning and gift purchasing process.
Absolutely. Michelle, I think simplifying gifts reduces just overall clutter in your home, in your mind, like mentally. And I think it's going to help with a little problem of overspending.
Yeah. Which in turn helps your marriage.
Helps your marriage. Yes. All three of those things will help your marriage. So I think Michelle, we're going to talk a lot about simplicity today. I like that. I like the word. I like what it means.
Me too.
Because it does. It frees up so much.
I think, you mentioned mental simplicity. I don't think we think often about gifts and the clutter and stuff, but that mental weight is big.
Yeah.
Just all the random lists and thoughts and all that. So we hope to help you simplify today.
And the other word I would use, Michelle, is to unify.
Ooh, I like
because
that.
It can be stressful. And if you're not on the same team as your spouse, it's going to be stressful.
Especially if somebody's a spender, somebody's a saver, someone's shopping with the feelings and emotions, and someone's a little more analytical. So
same team with your holiday help.
Same team. That reminds me of our pickleball. That's our same team, you guys. An update from week 1 of our pickleball league that we told you guys about. We got demolished.
Yes. Absolutely destroyed.
We're talking 11-2.
Yeah.
And the other team was hitting the pickleball into our bodies, rushing it into us. So wish us luck for week 2.
I hope it's better.
We play tomorrow night. But anyways, so 3 areas we're going to help you today. 1 with your planning, 2 with your purchasing, and 3 kind of a post-evaluation of the gift and holiday season.
Michelle, that's so good. And I think it's important we start with the plan. And the plan involves the who, the why, when, where, and what. Michelle, did you know the average couple spends 3 to 5 hours separately figuring out gifts? So merging that, being unified with your plan, is going to save you time. It's going to save you miscommunication. I'm going to add frustration, right? So
same team. That's all I'm thinking right now is same team.
If you approach this from the same team, right, it's going to lower your stress, lower your conflict, save you time, save you money, and save you a big fight. I feel like it's a win-win here.
All the way around.
Right. So let's start with this. Let's start with the who. I think it's really important to discuss with your spouse who is doing what, right? There's so many things. There's shopping, baking, cleaning, Christmas cards. There's so many different things, right? So when you have a unified plan, who is doing what, mark it on your calendar, make a spreadsheet, whatever is helpful to you, a Post-it note, whatever it is, but figuring out who is doing what and make sure the whole family knows who is doing what.
I appreciate this. We started doing this a couple of years ago where we just divided up all the tasks early on, and you were like, I'm going to do the Christmas card. That's a huge burden for you. We write a letter for friends and family, not on social media, and before we were back on it. And so you've said, I'll do that. And then I could plan the rest of my schedule around that because we knew the who. We knew what the kids were doing. Ella was going to do some baking, and that was super helpful to plan that early on.
Absolutely. So when you have the who figured out, you can move to the when and how. So when will we shop? When will we do these things? One thing that we've shared before, but we like to make a day of it. So we both have a day off of work. It's our annual holiday shopping day.
Coming up this week.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Absolutely. So how are you going to execute your plan? So figuring out when, how you're going to do it, but being unified in it. All right, the next thing is where, right? Where are you going to do this? Have conversations. Are you shop local people? Are you online order people? Like where are you going? Define it so that you're on the same page.
Yeah, and I think that comes down to your values too. Like you said, Ryan, that, if you're a few years back, quite a few years back, there was this catalog that I ordered all of our gifts from. This is like before Amazon. Saved a ton of money that way. And that was really important for us early on in our marriage. But if you're a big box store people, whatever, Amazon for simplicity. But we've tried in the last few years to go more local when we can, which we get that it's not necessarily possible all the time and budget reasons too, but going local or even thrifting. You have given your brother's book set we find at Last Stop CD Shop. And I think it just depends, like, what is your kind of value behind that and what's your priority there and deciding from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So then I think the other, key component to this is what will we spend? I think this is always a topic that I think often because people are different, right? In gifts and how they view gifts and what they want to do for each other and all of those things. So figuring out what is that threshold? What are we going to spend on gifts? What are we going to spend? I feel like that's something we do for each other is like, okay, here's the max, right? And, maybe that means that I won't have a Lexus out in the driveway with a big red bow on it. Right?
Do you guys know who that would never happen?
No.
No, we're not. Our gift limits for each other are usually, $50.
$50, right.
And that's like the biggest line of our that and our kids. But Ryan, if you had a guess, who is the stick on a budget person and who is the shop with your heart person, right? Knowing that I'm typically more emotional, Ryan works in finances. Well, big surprise for you, it's totally flipped because Ryan is the, I just saw this and thought you would like it.
No
and I'm
kidding.
like, that is not in our budget.
Right. Oh, yeah.
I do have budget records for all of our marriage. I plan it in advance. You know it. We go through line item by line item. And I will tell you what, every year I'm always shocked that when we do go shopping, things just add up so quick. So when I don't have my list with and I get home, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're actually past that line item. But having that budget written in a little notebook has been really helpful to reel it in. Because if you're just shopping totally with your heart, you're probably going to end up way past your set budget. So get on the same page with your spouse.
Get on the same page because I think that can be a big point of conflict.
Yeah. And I think people probably rationalize it like, oh, yeah, but it's for so-and-so. Right. Or, because you want to shop with your heart, but you also need to be realistic with the budget.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think lastly, Michelle, here is, I think this is a really important one, but why? Right? Like, why do we do some things that we do? Is it just because we've always done it that way? I think it's an important time to have a conversation with your spouse of being like, okay, why do we do this? Like, why is it important? Is it a family tradition? Is it this? Is it that? And just really having a clarity on why things are done, because part of it's understanding that, if we're doing this and it has a deep tie to your spouse and they like, it's a family tradition that they've kept for, all these years and you don't know that. And you're like, hey, let's do this instead. And like that can be a big point of conflict.
Yeah. And I think, Ryan, this ties into the previous step when we talked about what will we spend, using that as a chance to reevaluate the why for who you're giving gifts to. So for example, for many years, I gave gifts to all my friends, right? When you're in your, 20s, you just, that's your social circle. But as you get married, as you have kids, that changes. And what I found was I was still kind of clinging on to that and trying to give really nice gifts to all my friends, which they always appreciated. But I found that they some of them would stop, I'd show up and I have something, not that I expected it, but when I realized that, they actually aren't in a spot where they can keep giving to all their friends and I can just release this. We're totally fine. We can meet up and have lunch or coffee. Both of our buckets are filled. We don't have to keep forcing ourselves to give gifts just because we've always done it. We can just realize, hey, we have in-laws we're giving gifts for. We have family, we have kids, and things have changed. We still care about each other as friends, but we don't have to keep giving gifts because we've always done it. So maybe there are people like that on your list that you can just reevaluate and have conversation if needed, but just reevaluate.
Yeah, I love that, Michelle. I think it's so important to do that, to reevaluate, and maybe something that was serving you then isn't necessarily, there's changes that happen, and I think that's a great example, Michelle, of just changes that happen and reevaluating it. Yep.
So we have the plan. Now we're going to go into the purchase. So just a few tips for you here. This is a fun part, right? Hopefully fun part. We're going to try to make it not stressful, but experiences statistically create longer lasting happiness than physical gifts. So that is something that we have tried to do more of, experience gifts. So keep that in mind. Another tip for you when you're purchasing is quality over quantity. So I know it's really fun to go to the dollar store and stock up on things, but just keep in mind that a lot of that might end up, in the trash within the year, right? Yeah. Just be mindful of that. Sometimes I feel like this, I would rather have one nice thing than a whole bunch of trinkets, So just be mindful of that. And are you buying a whole bunch of things just to have that quantity of things? Kind of goes back to the why. So just a suggestion, quality over quantity, something that's going to last, something that will still be around in a year or two. Yeah. And then here's a statistic. So nearly 60% of gifts are unused or end up donated within a year.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Kind of makes me sad because I feel like it puts so much work into gifts, but I think it also maybe is more of a case for, that quality over quantity and experience gifts, things that, you're not just giving to give, but it's really well thought out.
Right.
So here's another idea, a white elephant gift. So I'm sure you guys have all done this, but I'm on a board and we had done this last year. It was so much fun. People were just bringing, some of the things were new. The whole concept is you're not buying anything. So you're bringing something from your house. It can be new. So some people brought, like a new cutting board with a fancy knife set, just things that they'd been gifted. Again, one of those 60% of the gifts that they'd gotten that were not used. They brought it and then you draw numbers. So the first person goes, they pick a mystery gift to open, and maybe it's, a swag box you got from, like a TV company, and somebody else maybe had somebody gave away a Starbucks gift card because they don't go to Starbucks, to go to local coffee shops. And someone gave me, I ended up with a coffee mug that I really liked. And there's a game called Bagel or Beagle.
Bagel or beagle?
You have to guess if the picture is of a bagel or a beagle.
Really? Wow.
That game was given away in this white elephant exchange last year.
Okay.
And the recipient was super excited. Yeah. Whoever had brought that had gotten it as a gift, and they were like, I don't really want to play this game. But the person that got it as a white elephant gift was super delighted.
Wow. Yeah.
So one man's trash, another man's treasure, right? Yeah. So do that. And then you can kind of like steal gifts. I think you go around one more time, or if you get a gift and you don't like it, you can take it from someone else. But that is a great way to be budget sensitive, have a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, and still kind of get into that giving spirit without breaking the bank.
Yeah.
So just some ideas for how to kind of do some purchasing. shop in ways that don't spike your cortisol. So this, just tips for lowering your stress there.
Yeah.
Ryan, one more note on the purchasing here. You can go back. This is episode 11 that we did. We talked about all sorts of different gifts that you can give. A lot of them are experience-based, but I'm just going to scan this list really quick. But things like, we talked experiences, so concert tickets, local musical tickets, movie passes. You could do something like disc golf discs and then a voucher for a time to go play, with that. Yeah. Pickleball paddles. What else do I have on here? College sports tickets, dance lessons, online master classes. You could do an active service gift. So give someone a coupon for house cleaning or washing their car or a planned date night or maybe some membership. We've given zoo memberships before. We've given Washington Pavilion. It's like a children's and science museum here in Sioux Falls. Theme park passes. We've given state park passes. We did that for our daughter and her boyfriend last year. We gave them a state park pass. And for my mom and for my brother, actually, I think that everyone got state park passes. We thought they would enjoy the gift of outdoors. Yeah. Things that they can consume that are clutter-free and practical, like, flowers, chocolates. We've done that. Cheese and cracker board. Aldi has the best cheese, artesian cheeses. We've given coffee before.
Yeah.
We gave that to your mom. Airbnb experiences for local travel. And then charities. Always a great area there. Maybe you give a gift to the church in somebody's honor or World Vision. You can give chickens and goats and donate things in somebody else's name.
Yeah.
Local charities for sure. And then DIY gifts.
Yeah.
We love to do this. We've done DIY essential oil candles, sugar scrubs, organic hot chocolate blends. Sky's the limit. Just pick a theme and just make them in bulk. That way it ends up being a really good deal financially too. So just a few ideas there.
Yeah, Michelle, I just want to add, this is so, and I don't know if this is just me or not, but I do have to ask, okay, so do you remember any Christmas presents from last year?
Great question.
Maybe you do, but how about 2 years?
You gave me slippers and they're falling apart. How sad is that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But your slippers are still going strong.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things, here's an example that I'll just share, because last year, your brother got me basketball tickets. And I remember taking Thomas. It was a memory that I have. So I remember that.
Yeah.
Of being hey, it was a really fun time for the two of us to go to a basketball game. And we had a great time. And so that's, a little bit if you really start thinking about it, okay, what did I get last year?
Yeah. Yep. It's a great.
How about 2 years ago?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. I mean, it's just an interesting experiment to go through.
It's a great point. I remember last year we gave my mom the gift of family photos. She'd wanted that forever, so we made that happen. And this year she's getting an experience gift too. So I think it's a great point.
Yeah,
what's going to have long-term value and memories?
Yeah, just something to think about anyway. Yeah.
All right. So part 3 is post gifting. And this is just maybe the mom part of me coming out that I felt like I needed to include it with the other 2 P's. So plan, purchase, and the post gifting. It is gratitude. So you're having all of these gifts being exchanged. Yeah. And I have one more stat. I try to pull in a lot of stats for you guys today, but people who show gratitude report 30% higher relational satisfaction. And couples that express gratitude feel more connected. So it's been a joy to teach our children to have an attitude of gratitude, specifically when it comes to Christmas and birthdays and writing notes for gifts. I think it's an important skill to develop and to just, I think it really shows them not to be entitled. We're not guaranteed to get gifts from people, right? Just because they're grandma or grandpa doesn't mean they have to give us a gift, but let's be really grateful for the gift that they did give. So we'll go into the holidays and even say things like, hey, if you get something you already have, you can say, hey, thank you so much. I love Legos. You don't have to say, oh, I already have this kit. Now they'll probably want to exchange it for you, but your first reaction, we can be grateful in that. If there's something that you don't care for, find something positive to say about it. But then also writing thank you cards. Actually, I remember, Ryan, I once knew a millionaire, very, very financially wealthy individual, and he had said that he used to send cash gifts to all of his nieces and nephews, but he just got so tired of never hearing thank you from most any of them. And he said, you know what? I actually just stopped, and I only sent it to people that had sent me thank you cards the previous year.
Yeah.
And it's not that he couldn't afford to do it. It just was a matter of the principle. And his nieces and nephews had become entitled and thinking, oh, well, he can do it. He's just going to send that to me. But just really showing your kids and your spouse and your family that attitude of gratitude, even if it's not a written card. We do written cards. We're super old school, but a text message or maybe it's a phone call, just where your kids can call, the next week and say, hey, thank you so much. We're playing with this now. And, it really meant a lot. So,
Yeah. Michelle, I think it's so good. And I think gratitude is contagious. And I think it impacts the tone of your household, your family, your marriage, like all of those things. And I think as you are approaching the holiday season and you're looking at all these things and all this stress, I think having that attitude of gratitude can help change that tone a bit too.
Yeah. And I think, sometimes we'll start bringing all of our stuff in from the car and it can feel kind of overwhelming and, almost like stressful. And just to take your thoughts captive and think, oh my gosh, why am I stressed about these gifts that I just received? I need to be grateful. People thought enough of me to give these gifts from their pure, giving, genuine heart. I need to be grateful for these things.
Yeah.
Which actually leads me into the last thing here under the post-holiday kind of evaluation part is minimalizing a few things. So this is now full circle. We talked about decluttering and minimalizing at the beginning, but just food for thought. Something we do around our house around the holidays is we call it the holiday hundo. We try to minimize 100 things just to make room for any gifts we will receive. But it can be done as you start to put your gifts away. If you get 10 things or you get, one sweater, maybe you get rid of a sweater that you have. If you get, your kids get a new Lego set, maybe they, donate or sell the old one or whatever that looks like. But just, as you put things away just to help maintain that simplicity, maybe some minimalizing too.
Yeah, absolutely. We take on this challenge pretty much every season. I feel like we have a new challenge that we try to do just for this idea of simplification. I think having
spring 60, summer 70, fall 400.
The fall has been we're
a little behind on it.
Behind on that one, but it's again, it just helps to declutter. I think anytime you can declutter things, it sort of has like a cumulative effect of it declutters your mind. It declutters because you're simplifying life.
Yeah.
The things around you, it's easier.
Yeah. So the holiday hundo we're referring to is we're getting rid of 100 things collectively as a family.
Yeah.
So it can be a pen, it could be a book, it could be whatever. Intentionally using up a product that you've had around that you just need to get out of your house. But it's kind of a fun challenge.
Oh, yeah.
You're edifying too. So
absolutely.
Ryan, I have a mystery question.
Oh.
That ties into the holidays.
Okay. All right. Let's hear it.
Which part of the holidays causes the quickest tension in your marriage? Money, schedules, or extended family? And what helps you stay on the same team?
Oh.
That's a good tie-in with the same team.
I would say schedules for me. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that go on.
Stresses you out to be busy.
Yes. I very much, I need some downtime to kind of recharge. So I think, what helps same team is our calendar meetings. I think are incredibly helpful, especially in those seasons of where, there's Christmas parties, Christmas concerts, get-togethers, like all of these things, shopping, all of these things that need to be done. It's really important to be on the same team with that.
Do you not like doing them, or is it just not having a good plan? Like, do you still enjoy all of those things?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I really enjoy those things, but it's helpful. It's helpful for me to look at, okay, we're doing this on Tuesday night, this on Thursday night. Wednesday night is down. Like there's nothing going on Wednesday night.
Sure.
Like it's helpful if you're wired like I am, to understand and to just plan out the week. I really enjoy all of those things. It's just being on the same team with them.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And having that plan going into into the week of knowing what the plan is.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
So how about you?
I think probably extended family, all family, in that it's just sometimes difficult to have our own family traditions. And I think this year we're doing something kind of fun. We've done it many years, but it takes intentionality to make sure we're still carving out time for our own family unit.
Yeah.
Amidst all the other family commitments. So I think sometimes that's a little bit of a tension. We want to give ourselves to all of our sides of the family, all three sides, but it's just remembering that we do need to protect, create, and carve out time for our family unit too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, which we've done. It's just, it takes intentionality to kind of advocate for that and say, no, actually, we're going to come over at this time because we're going to do our family Christmas.
Yeah.
The four of us first.
Yeah.
So, okay. Any final parting thoughts, Ryan?
No, I mean, I really think it's such a great time of year. Like there's so many things that are so fun and so just life-giving. And I mean, if you're a follower of Christ, obviously like the birth of Jesus Christ, our Savior, like that's a big thing, and to not lose the thing, but to not lose sight of that.
Yeah, it's a good word.
And not lose sight of, of all of the things that come in that can be super stressful, and all of the expectations and all of the things that have to be done, of really, just really understanding like this is such a fun season.
Yeah.
And it's so important, I think, to be unified with your spouse.
Yeah.
There was just something that came through a client of ours, really just, she's older now and hates the holidays.
Oh.
And it was because of all of the expectation and all of the things that for so many years, like just was never really talked about.
Oh, sad.
And there was all of these things, and it was so stressful that now, like, she's in her 70s and is looking at like almost having to reframe the holidays of being like, hey, like, let's just take a step back, have a conversation, be on the same team, be unified as you approach the season, and have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that word, Ryan, about remembering the reason for the season, right? You hear that a lot. Remember the reason for the season. Just refocus. If you're stressed about overbaked cookies or not getting that, Secret Santa gift, just remember the reason for the season.
Yeah.
That's a good word. So thank you for joining us today on the Celebrate MarriageCast. And Ryan, on that note too, if you're not doing a family Advent devotional or something, find one on the Bible app or, get a book. I have a really great book that I love doing. Start plugging into that to start preparing your heart during this season. And we invite you to our church series we're doing right now for Christmas at Celebrate.church. And we thank you so much for listening today. We hope you have a great week.
Have a great week.